What's going on, guys? Welcome to another episode of the It Doesn't Matter podcast. Today, I'm not Papi Platano. I am A Truth. And the man up top, we got Strap Facts John Lee.
What up?
We also have B to the D to the C Cool. And the host of the show, the notorious Dom. Boom. Well, today, what we gonna do tonight, baby? We gonna talk tonight.
Tonight we're gonna take it back to 2019, John's favorite time in wrestling. We're gonna take it to Saudi Arabia, Jeddah, Saudi Arabia. We're gonna talk about WWE Super Showdown. A-Rab money, that Tony Khan, Nick Khan money.
Yeah.
First and foremost, we're gonna just address the elephant in the room. We recently seen that R-Truth was released, and it's really just shocked the whole wrestling world. I don't see why WWE TKO would do such a move like that. It's really a stupid idea, but an opportunity for another company to, capitalize on the love and the great locker room leader that he was. So whether you AEW, TNA, wherever, sign that man. Even if you got him for like a year or two, you need entertainment no matter what we got going on, and he's definitely that guy. So the R-Truth, salute, my friend.
Indeed. I mean,
right, let's get back on topic, though.
Well, I'll just say this: only in a company called World Wrestling Entertainment would you get rid of one of the most entertaining guys you have.
Not one of, probably the most entertaining guy.
Yeah.
Hey man, Carlito.
Yeah.
Who?
Carlito.
Carlito's lost his luster. I'm sorry. Sorry, man.
Well, at least he kept his PS5.
I love him for that. Oh, Carl. Yeah.
That's pretty damn funny.
Me and Dom had the opportunity to speak with him at Kevin Nash's party briefly, and cool dude. So
took a shot with Carlito.
I can't believe we forgot to take a damn picture. Why are we stupid?
We was all up in the moment. That's why.
That's true, though. Sometimes you just gotta enjoy the moment and keep stuff to yourself.
I asked him. I said, "You gonna be Seth Rollins' mystery opponent?" He said, "Heck no." This is when Cody Rhodes made a debut, his re-debut back to the WWE. So
I think we all knew it was gonna be the Roadster. So
yeah.
All right. 2019. It was a interesting year in the WWE. John, do we have AEW yet?
Well, we talked about when the show actually took place, because I couldn't figure out without looking it up, and I did not look it up, when exactly the show was. Dom, do you have the date of Super Showdown 2019?
Yes, Super Showdown was, one second, let me get my handy dandy.
I think it's in June or July.
June 7th.
June 9th of 2019.
My God.
So I believe AEW probably just had a pay-per-view, Double or Nothing. Or
sorry, something was just crawling on my shoulder.
Ew.
Well, that's kind of disgusting.
What I was going to do was I was going to tie this together. Is that Dom asked the question if AEW was in existence? I was going to say we just covered the show that was in existence, Double or Nothing 2019. So yes, AEW was somewhat in existence at this time, but they had only just done a pay-per-view that the It Doesn't Matter podcast just reviewed not too long ago, Double or Nothing 2019. So this show took place about a month or so after that, but there was no Dynamite, there's no Collision, Rampage, nothing of the sort. So AEW was around, and they were nipping at the heels of what this show is going to be.
All right, well, we got Michael Cole, Corey Graves, and Renee Young on commentary. In our opening matches for the Universal Championship, we have that lone wolf, that former general manager, that guy, Baron Corbin, taking on Seth freaking Rollins, known as the Beast Slayer. And then they show a video package of Brock whooping that ass of Seth Rollins and Paul Heyman's, cash in now, Brock. Do it. But Brock said, no. Friday, which is today, Super Showdown. That's when he's going to go cash in. And The bell rang. First of all, I didn't like Baron Corbin at this time with that damn.
Oh,
dress
the
dress outfit.
the Chili's waiter outfit.
Chili's. I never liked that version. I mean,
Yeah,
he lost
it was
his hair.
rough.
He could have just kept like the lone wolf thing going and like
Mhm.
that kind of dark loner, basically.
Yeah.
Right.
But yeah,
I'm a fan. I'm agree with you with that. I'm not a fan of someone wrestling all the time in a dress suit. It's like, come on, man. You know, invest in some tights or something. Like, I mean, you look good with the dress clothes, but you're not using that to wrestle. Are you serious? That was a
Right.
bad look in my opinion. But it is what it is.
he probably wanted an alternate costume for WWE 2K.
God.
Oh man! All right, well, basically this match right here, Corbin had his time to shine in this match, but he kept getting in the face of referee John Cone. That should have been a 3 count. Should have been a 3 count. No, it's not. He's pushing the ref, and the ref basically had enough. He pushed him back, and Seth basically beat him with a roll up. Corbin's pissed off and hit him with the end of days, and here we go. Here comes the beast, Boombox Brock. He walks down with the advocate and the ref, and you never see this. This is a rare image if you see something like this. I think it had to be planned, or it. Paul Heyman is what's best for business. When Paul was getting in the ring, he tripped.
Oh, that
You
was
never
definitely
see
planned.
Paul Heyman trick.
Definitely planned.
Yeah, you can just see it.
Yeah, the briefcase fell out, and
He was shocked, and
Brock was shocked, and Seth Rollins with a low blow, and then
waylaid on him.
yeah, that was it. Just he grabbed the belt and just started beating the shit out of him.
Yeah,
And the match never began. Rollins hit the curb stomp on top of the briefcase.
Cash in never happened.
Strap, you quiet over here, R. Strap. What's your thoughts on this match right here?
Well, I mean, when Seth Rollins was coming out, this is the Seth Rollins I liked. I mean, the Beast Slayer, him WWE champion looking oh so fine. Like, this is the guy I liked, and of course, he had no choice but to transform into something else right into the pandemic. But, that's another, that's a whole other thing. But this is the Seth Rollins I liked, and, this year was notorious. I mean, with Baron Corbin, Chili's server, Baron Corbin, that was I think everyone would agree. It was just not a good thing, as the Raw GM or whatever he was, him being, I mean, he's just merely overpushed. And it sucked. And to have him go up against Seth Rollins at this time, it was just not appealing. And that feeling is something that would permeate the entire Super Showdown show, as you'll see.
Yeah.
Does this match matter?
No.
Seth versus Baron
Corbin?
Nah. Sad. It was a pretty decent match, but it just, like you said,
it didn't do nothing for me. It didn't do nothing for me. The crowd wasn't hype. It didn't do nothing.
It's just shocking too. Seth is one of those guys that can really, get the crowd into it somewhat, but yeah, they just weren't feeling Corbin in the matchup at all. So I think they were just really waiting for Brock Lesnar to really show up and get the real action going.
Probably.
They didn't pay enough gems to get that jewel.
Yeah.
All right. Well, our next match is for the Intercontinental title. We have Andrade taking on the champion Demon Finn Balor.
Ooh.
Not one of his best.
Yes.
matches, I thought.
Which one?
And Balor.
Oh, not one of his best entrances, you said?
Nah.
Yeah.
He's had some pretty iconic ones, but
It's
still.
pretty dope, but it seemed like the fans weren't into it.
Well, there's a good reason for that, Dom. As they'll get into in later parts of the show, it was 100 degrees plus on the floor. And
yes, it was.
Now, the kingdom of Saudi Arabia can be whatever it is, but you can give some sympathy to the heat stroke that many of those attendees, those fans would have sitting at ringside, even at night. I mean, this must have been an outdoor stadium of some kind. There's no air conditioning. They do air conditioning all over the place over there, and that must have sucked.
It's true. I've heard stories that they don't allow the residents to go out during the day because it's so freaking hot. The temperatures reach damn near 120, 130 degrees. That's gonna kill you. You're just going outside. So they just pretty much have everything open at night, so you can pretty much somewhat survive. But what 100 degrees? Nah, I'm gonna have to keep drinking some water because I'm dying out here too. I agree with you, John. You're not gonna really get a crowd going when they're miserable like that.
The heat would transform anyone into a miserable prick. No wonder they hate the whole world. So, have you ever been on an airplane and it's like, okay, only one time in my life I was actually cold on an airplane, and I was like, this is awesome. I'd rather be freezing than be hot and miserable, because I've been that many times on a plane, and that little freaking vent air thing when it's blowing the hot air back at you. Jeez, thanks a lot, Frontier Airlines.
How the hell did I know? God, how did I know?
I'll pay $20 extra for the big seat and some air conditioning.
And then you got that one person. Oh, it's kind of chilly out there. Don't touch my damn AC.
So for all the listeners out there, I do work at a resort casino. Ooh. And there's nothing crazier. Nothing crazier than when we have summer events. Summer, it's hot outside, air conditioners blowing inside, and you have a lady of the evening, or just a lady of any time of day. They're in one of these meetings, and they're just like, I'm cold. Well, you have a spaghetti strap on. Why don't you put on a sweater? Get out of here. You're wearing a tank top. You're wearing a bikini top. Go get something from one of those terrible stores that they have there. Victoria's Secret, or here's John's openness. It doesn't matter.
Good God.
Oh, here we go. Fired up.
Match number 2. Okay, anyway, Andrade El Idolo, as Kevin Kelly would mistakenly say in one notorious episode of Rampage. It's Andrade El Idolo.
Oh,
El Idolo. Mi amigo.
Wait, was he was still seeing Amos at that time, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
he was still seeing.
He kind of dropped it, but he was still, the logo was still seeing Amos.
Yes.
Yeah.
1,000 souls.
Yep.
That's what that means.
100 souls.
Well, yeah. So, but I look forward to this match more than the opening match, because I wanted to see what Andrade could do, because he is a really good wrestler, and so is Finn Balor.
Yes.
But maybe the heat stroke got to them too, because it was just okay. It wasn't bad necessarily, but it was all right. It didn't really impress me too much. I mean, to me, Andrade's best WWE/NXT match was him and Johnny Gargano at a NXT show for the championship. But other than that, he doesn't really impress in the WWE rings, if you ask me.
I mean, he's had some good runs with Ray. I mean, I remember those kind of matches, but he is that luchador where it's pretty much fast paced. That's not really the WWE style. That the heat fits more the AEW style. Unfortunately, he's not there anymore, and I don't know where he's at now. Maybe he's with AAA.
He's in divorce court.
Yeah, that too. Mismanagement, in my opinion, on any company with this guy. He's a good-looking dude, can wrestle. He can talk if given the opportunity, but just not pushed the right way, and he should be a main eventer, in my opinion.
Oh yeah, he's real good.
Yeah,
and I don't want to hear this BS that Vince didn't want to push him because he doesn't know English. Go fuck yourself.
Vince doesn't know what a burrito
Get a goddamn translator. You're doing it now.
Do you know how many people have been pushed in WWE that talk like they had marbles in their mouth over the years?
Mm-hmm.
You leave JR alone.
So I definitely don't want to hear that that's the reason why they didn't push him.
Yeah, that sounds like a lot of BS to me.
They pushed Giant Gonzalez.
And Rob Bartlett.
and I always say one of the hardest communities to get in wrestling is the Hispanic culture. Like that community is very difficult. It's very localized for the most part. It's like southwest and Texas area. That's where you really want to focus on that Hispanic market. But someone like El Idolo, he's basically like a younger version of Eddie, not with all the charisma, but he's got similar charisma. He can talk, he can wrestle, he can do it all. It just wasn't given the opportunity, unfortunately. So that I would have, me personally, I would have capitalized on that, especially Andrade. I'm not gonna continue because I'm gonna get pissed. Damn this fucking heat.
All right, well, the match was pretty decent. Maybe the heat was a major, reason
Yeah, it looked
why
like they
the
were
fans were
conserving.
really into it, but Finn Balor, he got the win. The Demon got the win.
Yep.
Decent match. I wish they would have opened the show with that match over Seth. Could have Seth maybe number 2. Swap them.
Agreed.
And my thing is too, if you're gonna tease Brock, I would have teased it a little bit longer. Don't do it right away. But knowing how Brock is, I don't get paid by the hour. I get paid by my appearance. I'm in and out. Screw it.
Yeah. All right. Well, our next match, we have the big dog Roman Reigns taking on the best in the world, Shane McMahon.
Yeah.
That facts. CM Punk considering himself the best in the world, but everybody knows Shane McMahon is the best in the world. Can you give us a recap of how Shane became the best in the world?
Well, WWE loves throwing out theme pay-per-views for the Saudi Arabia folk, and one of them was to have a best in the world tournament. I think Dolph Ziggler made it pretty far in that one. I could be mistaken on that, but it was all a farce. It was all a farce by the McMahon family, because Shane McMahon would just wiggle his way in there and
he beat the Miz.
Yeah, I think he replaced the Miz.
Yeah, something like that.
Some BS like that. It was just, it's like having, the greatest Royal Rumble winner, it was Braun Strowman, but what if it was, Drew Carey? It's like, what? Gee, really? But Shane, he's been heel, he's been face, but the best Shane McMahon to me was SmackDown babyface general manager from 2016 to hit this heel turn. It just
yes.
And it was just another reminder, really, of how terrible the booking was in this year, in this period of WWE. And it's just like, why? Another thing they're egging on. They love egging on people throughout the years. Another thing to throw at CM Punk, best in the world. And it just wasn't working for me, brother. But yeah, Shane won this tournament in another Saudi show, and he just carried it through as part of his heel turn. And, whether it was good or not, he did a decent job trying to get under the skin of fans. We didn't like it, so I guess it worked.
Yes, it worked.
Yes, it worked. But yeah, and when Dom ran down the lineup, I remember him being really interested in this match. And then as he was watching the show, he became very uninterested in this match. Isn't that right, Dom?
Yeah.
You goddamn right. That's
that,
true. All right. Well,
that part.
The feud started with Roman Superman punching Vince McMahon. Shane was upset. He said there will be some repercussions. And Shane said that he's not just the best in the world because he won a trophy. He's the best in the world because he was born into it. And then Shane, he had his henchmen. He had the Revival, FTR. He had Drew McIntyre. And he had my boy, Elias.
I forgot he had Elias.
Yeah. So here we go. So you got the big dog, Roman Reigns, taking on Shane McMahon. And
Drew Max with him.
oh, my God.
What an ending.
Yeah, that ending was spectacular, in my opinion.
Shane accidentally hit the ref, and Drew McIntyre came out of nowhere and hit the Claymore on Roman, and Shane just covered 1, 2, 3, and boom. There's a lot of interference by Drew McIntyre.
Yep.
Yeah.
Shane got the win. I'm like, wow.
I think they were really trying to highlight McIntyre to get him ready for a bigger main event because he wasn't really used properly at that time.
No.
He would eventually break away from Shane McMahon later on during the year.
Yeah.
But
And and then later become the pandemic champion. So
sadly,
our hero.
yeah.
Man,
I seen
the match, like you said, it was
Facebook. My bad.
No, you go
I
ahead.
was saying I seen early on Facebook today they had like all Drew McIntyre's WrestleMania matches.
Yeah.
It wasn't.
They're all multi-mans until his push. Really,
Yep.
I mean his first year, right? Fresh off of this guy is going to be a future world champion someday. He was in Money in the Bank. I mean, that's a place to put up and coming talent. It's a place to put talent on the way down. It's a place for everyone, really. And I remember, I hated him I hated Drew McIntyre for a very long time. Excuse me. And I remember watching this at Randy's house, WrestleMania, and when Drew McIntyre at the Arizona was 26 WrestleMania, he was like the only guy around climbing the ladder. I was like, for God's sake, no. I was really heated. I was like, I do not want this guy to win, and he didn't. So. But yeah, he did not have a good WrestleMania history up until his singles push. His first one being with Brock Lesnar there and in COVID Mania.
Unfortunately.
Yeah. And of course, Shane did get the win over Roman Reigns here. I mean, famously, Baron Corbin would be known as the last guy to pin Roman Reigns for about 3 years. But before that, it was old Shane O'Mac. And it just reminds me of back in the day, Hulk Hogan. How many people can you name pinned Hulk Hogan? Ultimate Warrior, right? He did it.
Yep.
Macho Man probably did it. And of all people, Arn Anderson on an episode of Nitro, one of the podcasts y'all done back many episodes ago now.
Arn Anderson is undefeated against Hogan. Fun fact, I looked that up too. When I saw it, I was like, wait, he's never lost to Hogan.
Yeah. For the longest time, there's one bold fact that said Arn Anderson was one of the few people to clean pin Hulk Hogan.
Yeah, when he pinned him, I was like, what?
Spine buster, buddy.
I love Arn, man.
Shane O'Mac, one of the few people. Well, there's actually probably a lot of people in the big dog days, but to say it now, it's a big deal. Shane McMahon pinned Roman Reigns.
Yeah, like you guys said, that match wasn't anything worth the while. Too much interference, a lot of hoopla, but that ending was spot on, spectacular in my opinion. It was the perfect blend of boop, interference, get a little quick distraction, bang, 1, 2, 3, and it was basically a setup for Drew McIntyre for the future because he can hit that Claymore out of nowhere.
Yep. I mean, it certainly set up Drew Mac and Roman's match at Stomping Grounds. So definitely set that up. What was fascinating to me was looking at Roman Reigns is just how different he looked as a big dog than he does as a tribal chief. He's just like night and day.
Yeah.
It's just literally night and day.
That freaking vest, man.
Yeah, that was a death sentence, man. Were they selling that on the WWE shop?
They were selling. Yeah, they were selling. Oh shit! Hell no. Yeah, they were selling the version with his logo on it. Yeah. So they did have that up there for a while.
I mean, I did think about buying the Roman gloves, the Superman punch gloves, but I realized I'm 40.
Ha ha ha!
If you want it, all you gotta do is go to Abel's old house. He had it.
What gloves?
Look, I'm not gonna say shit because I had the AJ gloves for a minute, so I'm not saying shit.
Hey, it's all in good fun around here. It doesn't matter podcast.
Wait, what kind of gloves are you talking about?
AJ Styles,
the Roman splint.
Oh, you fucking.
Carpal tunnel.
I forgot about that.
I'm going deep.
Make sure to mark that.
Clipped.
All right. Well, our next match, we have the Lucha Dragons, Lince Dorado, Grand Medal.
the Lucha House Party, man.
Lucha House Party, whatever. Lucha something.
Nobody fucking cares.
Let's just say this is a skippable match.
Yeah.
Fast forward.
Yeah.
They took on Lars Sullivan, and BDC, want to tell people who Lars Sullivan is?
Lars Sullivan was this dude who just weirdly big dude who they ended up finding out he was racist and doing some G porn or some G corn behind the scenes and some old other crazy shit. And he just when he was gonna get pushed, he ended up getting pushed right out the company.
Literally.
Yeah, like the dude had these ridiculous size hands, and
Yeah, he did.
he was really jacked for his size, and actually was a brainiac. Was actually a smart guy, which then makes you wonder how he got in all the shit that he got into that led to him being left and leaving the company. So that's Lars Sullivan for you. Big dude.
Did any of y'all think he had potential?
Yeah, I mean, granted, in NXT he had those injuries with the knees.
Yeah.
Once he got away from that, and from what I seen, I said, "Ooh, this maybe like a big monster, maybe 3-4 years tops."
I think they were onto something by making him a monster who was actually quite intelligent, because it was something you never saw at that point. Like, he was actually this guy who was like this big behemoth and could wreck shop and cause a whole lot of damage, but the dude was smart too and could actually talk, even if he was about as charismatic as a 2x4. But he could talk, and it was something that they hadn't done before. I thought it would have worked for him, but like I said, everything else came into play.
They did that with Ryback.
No.
He wasn't.
No.
He wasn't smart.
No.
He wasn't smart.
No.
He's still not smart.
Dummy.
Yeah, he still is.
If
so wins the match, I'll retire.
Every time you bring him up, I see him in that Ninja Turtle costume. Please do not bring him up again.
The pre-show champion. Oh shit.
The pre-show champion.
His legacy is more like, a combination between Ludwig Borga and Mike Knox, if you ask me. I always thought it was weird when you have these big hulking guys or whatever, and they come out in a knee brace. I'm like, oh, so you're big and bad, but you got a bad knee.
And you're hurt.
Yep.
You're hurt. I never liked Lars Sullivan. I didn't get it. He's supposed to be, like the big agromegalian kind of dude. And it's like, I don't think he's that impressive physically. I don't think he's that impressive, like a monster. Like, he doesn't look that scary.
No,
different.
Yeah, so he was just massively wide and hulking, and as I said, the big thing was the fact that his hands could like palm most people's heads. I think that was the big play on him.
He would also be a guy who it was. I mean, you could blame the other guy too, but Aleister Black defending the NXT title against this guy, he went for his finisher, the Black Mass, totally whiffed it, totally missed.
Yeah,
and that's the finish. Aleister Black, you should have nailed him right, stiffed him, because I heard he likes that sort of thing behind the scenes and on camera.
Wow.
Lars Sullivan.
Yeah, that was gonna be there.
Got another one.
Lars Sullivan, go fuck yourself.
Probably
this match doesn't matter. This
match doesn't matter.
No.
Nothing special whatsoever. Lucha House Party got abused. They all got pissed off, and they triple team Lars, and they get DQ'd.
And then they leave. And then they leave. Slowly. And then he starts to follow him, and then these dumbasses turn around and start coming back at him and get wrecked. So that's how it goes.
And this is WWE debut.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Although he did a cool music. I liked it. I liked his music, but
Music was awesome.
Yeah,
that's the only compliment I'll give.
Yeah, they always say, how do you feel about a character? As soon as you hear the music, you're like, I'll sit,
I like
sit tight
pianos.
for a little bit.
His trunks?
Yeah.
He just had Lars on the back of his ass, that's all.
Yeah.
I know who he is.
Yeah. Let me see who owns him.
Oh, God.
You my bitch. I'm Lars. Wear my undies.
Next match down.
All right, our next match, we have a rivalry renewed. We have the Viper versus the King of Kings. You have Randy Orton taking on Triple H.
Yep.
And man, Triple H came out on that big boy bike.
That bike was
a big wheel.
Was that the same one we came out with Stephanie?
Looked
Was
like
it earlier that year? Dallas.
That's his Saudi bike.
It may have been with some enhancements. I don't think it was exactly the same bike.
That shit was clean. Triple H looking badass. Randy Orton had like that brick color trunks on. That was different. One and done. I'm like, this was terrible.
Yo, no joke. When I first looked, I was like, "Is this dude wearing Spidey drawers? What the fuck?" Did I? I was like, "Oh wait, no." But yeah, them shits was crazy. It was crazy.
But yeah, they were talking about their long history, how evolution, and how Triple H turned on him. And remember when Orton dislocated his shoulder? Because what, Triple H threw him over the top rope?
Yep.
They talk about all that, and yeah, this is the longest match of the night. These guys went almost a half hour.
Yep.
Start off slow. It teased a lot of false finishes, pedigrees, the punt. RKOs. I definitely enjoyed it. It definitely got my attention compared to the other 3 or 4 matches that we watched so far.
Yeah, but that's setting the bar really low.
Yeah,
wait till the main event.
It is true, but it definitely was a good match. And I was just curious to see like how this started all over. Like, did they just want like a big match, big name match on it, or?
I mean, that's their excuse. I mean, they always say like, "Oh, the Saudi, one of the members of the Saudi family really likes such and such." It's kind of like, is someone texting Triple H or Nick Khan or something like that? It's like, "Hey, I really like this," and rumors are that of like many people, they like wrestling that they saw years ago. Like the Attitude Era.
Right.
So that's why you'd randomly see like JR and the King in Saudi Arabia. It's like, that's great. That's what I mean. All this Saudi blood money, it's good for something. It's making things happen that otherwise wouldn't happen. So it's like, I really like the guy with the cowboy hat and the crown. All right, there's King and JR. I want to see Triple H. I remember him. And who's another big guy? Oh, how about Randy Orton? It's like, okay. And remember, I think it was supposed to be The Undertaker and Chris Jericho in a casket match or something, and it got changed to Rusev because the guy liked Rusev or something like that. But this match here, it's just another marquee match, one of Triple H's last matches ever. I'm glad he got to go out in his style of match. The only thing I can note is age is getting to everybody, and the one thing you can't train are your legs. So you could be V-shaped. You got a big upper body, but you ain't got no legs. And Triple H was wearing those long sleeves on his legs, covering them up. I was like, oh man, he looks like Mike Bennett. Really, Tommaso Ciampa. But I did like the finish. It was a very clean and awesome looking RKO, so I could appreciate that. So for that, it was a good match.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. All right, our next match. Well, actually, before we get into our next match, they showed our boy R-Truth, the 24/7 champion.
Yep.
Standing on like outside like the airplane.
Yep.
Oh, I like this segment
on the tarmac.
Yep. And then Jimmy Mahal came out there with the referee, and boom, he's the new 24/7 champion. And after that, Jinder ran back into the plane and locked himself in the bathroom. It was like 2-3 o'clock in the morning, and then he put the blanket over his head. You can see R-Truth is peeping, just looking, and you just see Mojo Rawley just looking at R-Truth. What the hell's going on here? And then R-Truth with the referee found Jinder, and he just pinned him, just climbed on top of him, just pinned him. Then he ran upstairs. Oh, it was funny. It was hilarious.
Classic.
The thing I like most about it was just trying to get a look at the airplane that they were flying in and trying to get the layout, because that's my new thing to do, is just look at travel and look at airplanes and flying and all that stuff. So I was like, ooh, what configuration is it in? Oh, 2 seats here, 2 seats there. I'm crazy. So that's why I like the segment, because that's what I was looking at. And also the 24/7 stuff.
Stimulator game you can play. Simulator game.
I prefer the first thing you said.
Well, now.
Okay, Lars.
This conversation has escalated way too quickly for me.
And that's what's up.
That's right.
Unfortunately.
All right, our next match, we have two big meaty men slapping meat. We have Bobby Lashley taking on Braun Strowman, and Bobby Lashley looked phenomenal at this time.
Yeah, he did.
Yep.
And they start off the match. They do a test of strength, and then Braun looked pretty impressive, showing off his agility, and Bobby too.
Which it was something we talked about in past episodes. How Braun, when you get him against somebody who can kind of go with him, he can start to show these things off. Yeah, the perfect example.
Told you, man. I'd rather take him over whoever it was you picked. I forget who it was. Some other
Ryback.
Yeah, fuck Ryback, please.
Good old Skip Sheffield.
I really like this match too. You know, is big meaty men. You know, Braun is the perfect guy for that. Bobby Lashley is the perfect guy for that. So for them to go head to head. You know, I mean, you're talking about the Triple H, Randy Orton, you know, being a really good match, but kind of slow and methodical. Man, this was the opposite of that. So I like this match better. So this is my jam right here. Lashley and Braun the Strowman.
Yeah, this was definitely the type of match where just all action, no bull, and just literally two bulls in the ring. Just
no breaks.
Oh, gas, no breaks. Exactly.
Yeah, well, Braun Strowman, he gets the win after 2 power slams.
The right guy won, in my opinion.
Man,
Bobby didn't really need that. I mean, Strowman at that time was on a trajectory to continue going up, and oh man,
guys that you thought were protected, man. You know, Roman taking a big L, Lashley taking a big L was not a good year for these two guys. That's for sure.
No.
Yep.
Oh, how the turntables would turn, because the very next year they'd rule the WWE as WWE and Universal Champions.
That's crazy.
Yes, they were.
Sort of. Yeah.
All right, next match is for the WWE title. We have Kofi Kingston, your champ, taking on Dolph Ziggler. It should have been me. It should have been me.
I don't know. I didn't like that.
You had your
that
chance,
time
Dolph,
period with
numerous
Dolph. I'm like,
times.
oh, jeez.
Oh, man.
Dolph can be a heel, but I just feel like he's better as a babyface.
Well, I think at this point we pretty much had seen this version of heel Ziggler before, so we were pretty much over it at this point.
Yeah.
Because every time he was heel, he was essentially the same guy. So it was like, okay, we're back here again. Here we go.
The whiny brat that didn't get his way. Yeah.
Right.
I mean, you just want to talk about a weak challenger. Sorry. Say, here you go. Here's Dolph. You know, and Kofi, I mean, it's unfortunate, you know, Kofi Kingston's title reign, you know, they try to do with him what they did with, you know, our friend Chris Benoit, you know, he's for real. He's a real world champion. Vince still doesn't believe that he's really a WWE champion, but even they said it like on commentary, or Xavier Woods said it's like, you know, he's a legit world champion, blah, blah, blah. You know, it's like, hey man, I love Kofi as WWE champion, you know, so I wanted to believe it too, but I didn't really believe it. But you know, Kofi's title defenses, you know, Randy Orton, Kevin Owens, Dolph Ziggler, you know, I mean, it's cool, but they weren't. You know, Randy Orton puts everyone over. You know, so it's and you know, Kevin Owens is a top guy. I mean, but he's, you know, just a little below that. You know.
Yeah, when he went against Kofi, I was like, I don't know why it wasn't like peak Kevin Owens. It seemed like it was like a tier down from his normal main event level that he brings up. I don't
yeah.
know what it was. Kevin Owens seems to always bring the level of competition up when he's in that main event.
It turns up for everybody.
But for some reason, with him and Kofi, it didn't mesh well, in my opinion.
Well, you know, he took over Big E's spot. You know, remember he was the Big O for a time. So
Yeah.
and it was all right. It was all right. But you know, Kevin Owens has had a very up and down career in WWE. But I mean, hey, his best stuff would be yet to come. You know, right now, he's injured right now, but now he's a certified WrestleMania main eventer, man, 2 times. So
Right.
take that, Phil Brooks, 1-time main eventer. But I digress, Cole. I digress.
All right. Well, Xavier Woods with the assist to help Kofi with the win. Kofi got
Yeah, what
hit
a
the
cheater.
Trouble in Paradise 1, 2, 3, and Kofi retains the title.
Kofi's a cheater. He ain't no clean champion. He's nasty.
You know, everybody paid tribute to R-Truth on Twitter and whatnot. Kofi, he wrote, "That's what's up." ... Have y'all think? Still being a heel.
Yeah, but
Don't forget, former tag champs. Them two.
I know.
Yep. I will say this: watching a New Day perform, I don't miss this version of New Day now.
Aw, this is the New Day.
I don't miss this version of them anymore. Like, I thought that I would see them and it would just be some like nostalgia would pop up and I would just be like, oh my God, it's so good to see that. I don't miss this version of New Day.
Well, I agree with you there. When they did his entrance and they're throwing out pancakes, I'm like, Jesus Christ, that sucked. It was fun for like a month.
All before COVID. Oh, hand sanitizer.
You want peak New Day? It's that summer of 2015, and they sung I don't know what song they sung, but they cut it out of the WWE network. But when they were heels transitioning into faces, and they had their first long run with the tag team titles,
Yes.
like that's peak
Right.
New Day, of course.
Yes.
So this is just their rewards for doing so well the previous years, man. I want to know what their merchandise numbers were during that period, man. They had to be like the top 5 all the time for like 4 years in a row.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because the rumor was they wanted to break him up a couple times, but they were like, "We're not doing that."
There's not too many of those dildos on the head that Lars Sullivan keeps stealing.
Didn't someone we know on this podcast have one of
I
that?
had one. I had
Oh,
one.
boy.
I don't know where my shit's at. Somebody took my shit.
It's
in
probably
the top
on-
drawer.
Oh, I was just getting ready to say that.
Oh my.
Oh my! Behave.
It lights up. Look, Dom.
Me and the producer Booby had one.
What a name! What a
He
talent!
had it.
What a one-time producer!
Hold
Uh oh. Breaking
doorman.
news.
What a doorman.
Dom has.
on. John Lee.
Your WWE
Watch
shop
NXT.
order?
That's all I got. All I gotta say. Watch NXT.
What's that?
Watch NXT. New debut.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
You
At
did
the
be
time
on
of this
NXT.
recording, it's Tuesday night. So, breaking news has already been broken
Might
by
be
the time
in
this is out.
June, but it's Mariah May.
Oh, we knew that.
What's her new name?
Somebody called her Mariah March.
She kept the name Mariah May.
No, they'll change it, even if she did
They'll
debut
change
with
it.
it.
Remember they give Ricky Starks no name in the beginning?
Oh,
Oh
yeah,
my
that's
God,
true. Ricky
it's
Sting.
him! It's him!
Yeah, as we talked about, it's like she did, or I talked about somewhere. She did a tremendous job, a great job, Mariah May, but I just couldn't see her outside of that feud with Tony Storm. She was so attached to it. It's like she was only in AEW to do that one angle, and then she was out. And there's not necessarily anything wrong with that. I did think her title reign was kind of a little dull. But it wasn't good. It was because of her. She did a great job,
Yeah.
but it was very one note, if you ask me. But that's NXT, not Super Showdown 2019.
All right. Our next match, BDC's favorite match, the 50-man Battle Royale.
Oh,
Man, whatever.
shoot! You saw Carl Anderson sleeping on the plane. He was the third one out. Jesus, what a payday!
I skipped this and got to the end.
All that wrestling still left early.
Well,
Yeah.
you got you got your key guys in here. You have the guys that made it interesting. You know they're gonna, be one of your final four. You have The Miz, Samoa Joe, Cesaro, Titus O'Neil. Titus runs out there and taking a sweet time. Oh, nope.
The only guys that got
Not
entrances.
Slipping, not slipping.
Yep.
Hey, Dom, I
out there talking that crap.
I wish this was a New Japan Battle Royal 50-man, and you'd read all the names.
Jeez, I would have loved to hear that.
Subi.
Majoku. Oh,
Yeah.
let me see something.
I'm literally looking.
Do you want that with an egg roll?
No soy sauce.
Literally looking at the list of names.
Yes.
And it is a who's who of who's not here anymore.
Oh yeah, that's why they got fired.
Pretty much the high roster.
There's one guy in there I didn't know who it was.
Who?
Who the hell is this dude? There was somebody in that match I did not know who it was. All right, there we go. So we have EC3, Sonal Singh, Samir Singh, Carl Anderson, Eric Young, Humberto, Mike Kanellis, Luke Gallows, Heath Slater, Curtis Axel,
Wake me up when you get to
Oni
25.
Lorcan, Tozawa, Bo Dallas, No Way Jose, Mojo Rawley, D. Brian Kendrick, Drew Gulak, Tony Nese, Tucker, Akam, Razar, Ivar, Eric, Titus O'Neil, Buddy Murphy, Shelton Benjamin, Zack Ryder, Kurt Hawkins,
AEW
Chad Gable, Paulo Cruz, Jinder Mahal, Otis, Xavier Woods, Rowan, Jay Uso, Jimmy Uso, Dash Wilder, Scott Dawson, Matt Hardy, Cedric. Damn, Matt Hardy was in that shit?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yes, he was.
Damn. Nakamura, Sin Cara, Russo, Bobby Roode, Miz, Mojo, Ali, Ricochet, and Cesaro. Okay, maybe that was
13 names out of 50
that's still there.
that are still there. 13 out of 50, 13 out of 51 because Mansoor was number 51 apparently.
Oh man, sore.
How the hell he sneak in there at 51?
He was in that. He was in the beginning.
Home country. He had home country. He was going to get in there.
Oh, I know that. He's doing very well in Ring of Honor.
Yeah.
Yes, boy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie, man. If these guys come around, I gotta go see them. Me and John Boy. We do the polls either.
I have to admit I never thought that that they would take off like they did. It just looked like such a weak act in WWE that it really has blown up over in Ring of Honor.
Well, they say every time if you immerse yourself into the character and you become that person, the fans see it. They know you're giving 110%, and they pretty much go all in with you. I mean, look with Dango and Breeze. They became comedy acts. They were somewhat funny, but they didn't become what these guys did. I felt like maybe they weren't doing what Masse and
Mansoir and Mansoir.
Yeah, those guys definitely a good act to follow.
Yep.
Watch them guys.
Yep.
John?
So this battle royal, waste of time. Waste of time.
Yep. That's why I
was trying to see if he had any action figures.
Mansoor?
Who, Mansoor?
He does not.
Mansoor?
Yeah, he does. He does not. He does not.
Mansoor.
Man, he's so.
There's a
3-pack with Rico.
There's a Chris Van Vliet podcast to look up him, Mansoor on Van Vliet.
Who wants to listen to that one?
That was actually pretty good. I listened to that one.
Yeah.
Those guys are freaking hilarious.
Hey, they're over. Mansoor with the win. That was the loudest pop of the night for the hometown boy.
Naturally.
As it should.
All right, but this is the reason why I chose this show right here. We have a dream match. You have the man, one of the faces of WCW. You have my man Goldberg taking on the dead man, the most loyal guy in the WWE of all time, The Undertaker. And that video package, whoo, boy.
It was good.
It sure will hype you up.
It will.
They show both men dominating their brands and holding the titles. And Undertaker said he doesn't want that family man with Goldberg, that he wants that ass kicking Goldberg. And Undertaker said that, Goldberg, you're next, or vice versa, that you're next and whatnot, and you're gonna rest in peace. And next thing you know, Goldberg's music hits. Get the knock on the door. Next thing you hear the thump.
Stupid.
Like, damn. Goldberg taking a while to open his damn door.
Yep.
Didn't know what's going on. He comes out, making all that noise stuff. He had a little cut on his head. Didn't think nothing of it the first time I see him, but now you know what the hell happened.
He did that before.
He walked into the door.
That's why it took forever.
You gotta pull, not push.
Pushing a pull door is not gonna work for you, bro.
What the hell? You don't take it that long to open the damn door. We can he sold it. And then he's walking to the ramp.
Oh my god.
The gorilla position and all that stuff like that. And then this theme song damn near started all over again. I'm like, damn, you taking a long time. And next you know, they were just playing. You see the fans holding the sign. And he still ain't come out yet. Like, what the fuck? You trying to regroup? Are you doing the Hogan swats? You doing the swats? What the hell are you doing back there? Yeah, but we don't know. But he comes out, he throws a little punch, a little kick, pyro goes off, and he missed the whole
pyro going off. He missed the whole the old school entrance where he stands there with the pyro. I was like, man. Then again, he did say that shit fucking hurts, so I don't blame him. That shit sucks.
I ain't gonna lie. I left work early to watch this match in 2019. I had to see this match, this dream match right here. And
good thing
I did. And Undertaker come out. Well, Undertaker got all the Druids come out, all the caskets.
He still hasn't come out yet.
I tell you what, just rewatching this, I fast forward Undertaker's entrance. Just all right, get in the ring. Here we go. That's what I did.
Oh my god!
Me too.
I'm watching this. I'm like, I need a bathroom break. Jeez. And this is just the entrance. This ain't no friggin' heavyweight fight.
Yeah.
I paused the match, when the vignette was playing. I'm like, 20 minutes? I ain't no damn 20 minutes. Oh, shit, the damn entrance. So let me fast forward this shit right quick. Watch Goldberg, Undertaker. Nope, that's it. All right, well, these guys, they square up in the ring. They're staring down at each other, and Goldberg hits Undertaker with a cut throat. Taker punches him. And then Goldberg spears the hell out of him twice. Undertaker kicks out. Undertaker sits up. And Goldberg looking like, what the fuck? I'm like, okay, here we go. And then Undertaker going for a choke slam. And Goldberg, he just powers out. I'm like, here we go. And then Goldberg, he did one of the moves I used to like back in the day. He did that damn rolling knee bar and calf crusher, whatever the hell you want to call it. It didn't look precise how it looked back in 97. But
he messed up.
He did it for a big guy.
Yeah.
Undertaker. But, so it got to the point where Goldberg, he went to go throw Undertaker into the corner. He goes for the spear. He misses.
Yeah.
That head bounced off that damn turnbuckle.
Yeah.
And that gash that was there earlier, that shit's wide open. It looked like Dustin Rhodes at AEW. That shit busted open. I rewound the shit. I'm like, did he bleed?
No, he legit.
That shit twice. I'm looking like, no.
You can see he was concussed too. I've had a couple concussions in my life, and I'm like, oh man, I felt so bad. You got the heat already. You're probably dehydrated. Now you're concussed. You're really in la la land right now. You're like hoping Undertaker leads you the rest of the way, but yeah, let's continue going.
Undertaker, he slowed it down a little bit. He, start working on the shoulders, working on the ribs. Then, he goes for old school. And then, Taker, he's teasing the choke slam, but Goldberg, he gets out of it. And then, the ref is checking on Goldberg. And then Taker, he goes for the tombstone, Goldberg kicking out. So, okay, so at this time, you really can't tell that, he's concussed. We didn't know that at the time.
And you can see him. Taker did not. He tombstoned him a little low.
Taker,
saw
he was definitely holding back a little bit because he went for that snake eyes, and then Goldberg went for that spear. Like, oh, hold on. Then this is when it begins. Goldberg is teasing the jackhammer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You know, the jackhammer, you pick him up for vertical suplex, then you basically like power slam him. Goldberg attempt to lift him up, and we got a brain buster.
Brain buster, neck breaker, brain buster, you name it.
I was scared for Taker right there.
Upper half destroyer.
Taker kicked out of that shit. Oh my god. And then after this, Goldberg gets up before Taker. And Goldberg going for the damn tombstone. He's trying to leverage him over. Dude, just
couldn't do it.
Like a damn fall away slam, man. Oh my god. It was bad. After this, Undertaker, you can tell Undertaker's like getting
annoyed.
Upset. Undertaker goes for the choke slam. Goldberg can't even get his damn body up. That he just up and down 1, 2, 3. Taker with the win, and Taker's like, "God damn, John Gonzalez all over again." Basically, he looks so disgusted.
And that
Get out my ring. Turn the lights off.
And that is why the Undertaker didn't retire at that time.
I wouldn't either. That's horrible.
If you saw The Last Dance, he was so disgusted after that match. He was like, "I can't go out like that." He was like, "I can't go out like that."
and I gotta say, I can't blame the guys. You got like you said, John. You're dealing with the 100-degree weather. You're sweating. You're dehydrated. You could get concussed.
And the problem is Goldberg should have definitely held himself back a little bit. He definitely was trying to go at it at 150% like he normally does, and first off,
A for effort.
He ain't that guy anymore. And number two, it was hot, and you know he should have pulled back
before the match even started.
He should have pulled back a little bit. Yeah, he took himself out the frame before the match even started. He literally did. So
it was a disaster. It wasn't
I was
what I
hyped
was
for the match,
expecting.
and it got cut short.
Yep.
This match, this match was a crime scene because I have analyzed this match so many damn times. This would probably be the third or fourth time I've watched it. And to be completely honest, the more I watch it, the more I like it. Because the first time you see it, all you can think about is, oh my God, botch. Oh my God, botch. Oh my God, botch. They fucked this up. They fucked that up. Goldberg's concussed. He dropped Taker. Taker couldn't, pick him up for the tombstone. They couldn't do the reversal thing. And all you can see is all the flaws. And that's all I could see. And that's all the match was known for. And totally believe the Undertaker is saying, I don't want this as part of my legacy. But like I said, the more you're exposed to it, the more I was exposed to it. It's kind of like, all right. Well, I already know that stuff. I'm over it. I'm just going to watch it as it is. And it's kind of like, yeah, they botched it, but it's not as big of a deal. It's just, everyone botches, And so as it was just a brutal match in all senses of the word. And, I was watching it, like I said, like a crime scene, very carefully. It's like allegedly Goldberg first got a little loopy when he did the headbutt on the locker room. And it's like, okay, I'm watching him come out. And it's like, he looks okay. And then throughout the entrances and the first parts of the match, he's like, all right, he's fine. He seems okay. Maybe he got rattled a little bit. But that one spot, the spot I hate the most in every match when people do it, is like the missed, like the post when you get posted. Yeah. I just don't like that spot because it never looks good to me. It just looks really phony. Except this was the shoot. Goldberg got cut. He got knocked out. So maybe it's too real. But he got messed up here, and he just. I mean, I was starting to think, I'm like, if Undertaker could see that, he's a smart guy, right? I was like, maybe you throw him out of the ring, and it's like, what do? You're the main event. It's hot as balls. It's a long ass show. How much can you like Owen Hart, when Stone Cold got hurt, he's like, Owen Hart, he realized a little bit, and he's kind of awkwardly like, he's going to kiss my ass. He's going to kiss my ass. And he's playing to the crowd, stalling. And what seems like seconds to the fans, it's hours to Owen Hart in the ring. He's gonna kiss my ass. So what can Undertaker do that? He's gonna kiss my ass. No, there's nothing Undertaker could do to kill time. But I was like, yeah, just throw him out of the ring. I don't know, do something. But he couldn't. He's just stuck. But yeah, I just really wanted to get my thoughts out about this match. I just like everyone else, I critiqued it to all hell when it first happened, but over time I've kind of just put it all aside and try to enjoy it more. And didn't live up to expectations, but hey, such is life. You get disappointed sometimes, right, Dom?
Yeah, the show, rewatching it, we'll never watch it again. The show sucked. We got some laughs out of it. We did get some laughs out of it, but it sucked. I'm looking at Dave Meltzer's rating right now. I'm just curious to see. Seth Rollins and Baron Corbin for the Universal Championship, 2.5 stars.
I would give it a 3.5.
You're being generous. Okay, he gave Andrade and Finn 3.2.
Excuse me?
Should have been a 4.
Yeah.
Roman and Shane 1.5.
That's generous.
Here's the juicy one. Go ahead, next
horrible.
one.
Good ending though.
Lars Sullivan getting that dud.
Oh.
Yeah.
What?
Gets a dud.
A dud.
Oh,
Dud.
-3. Good.
What's up?
Triple H and Randy Orton 2.2.
Oh man, that's rough.
And we've seen it so many times. That's probably what it
Yeah,
is.
sure.
I skipped
Braun
this
and
match.
Bobby.
I'm not gonna lie.
Braun and Bobby 1.7.
5 stars.
Oh, hold on. Yeah, Meltzer.
Yeah.
You're smoking a little bit.
He's sipping on the scissor.
Yeah, you that heat got to you too, bro.
That's at least a 3.
Kofi and Ziggler 2.5.
This is why it's one man's opinion.
Yep.
The Battle Royal a 2.
One for the man, one for the sore.
The fact,
main
the fact
event?
that you could even rate that. Okay.
A dud. Main event.
Dud.
A dud.
The main event started off well, but then the unfortunate mishaps happened, and not their fault. Mistakes happen, and like you said, John, like I thought about it too. It's like if it wasn't for this thing here and there, the match probably would have turned out to be pretty decent. I mean, Taker tried to save it, but unfortunately, he probably looked at it, he's like, I can't save this. He's in dire straits, and if I keep him in here, we're probably both going to get hurt, and we're better off just break it home. So that's probably why he ended it the way he did, because I feel like there was probably like 5 more minutes to the match, but maybe not.
Choke slam.
So
yeah, it's a choke slam.
I found
Done.
something online. It said Dave Meltzer's final 10 match ratings for The Undertaker. The first one was Royal Rumble match in 2017.
Like his best
Even the Rumble
matches?
match itself.
Like his best matches or worst matches?
No, his
No,
last
his
10
last
matches.
10.
Oh, his last Undertaker's last 10 matches?
Yeah, his
Okay.
last 10. So
Oh.
starts with the Royal Rumble 2017 in the match itself. And
No count.
gave him
Can't count that.
3.7. WrestleMania 33 against Roman, he get at 3.
It's all right.
John Cena at WrestleMania 34, 1.2.
Eh.
Oh shit, I don't even remember this match. He faced Rusev at the Greatest Royal Rumble.
Yeah, the casket match that we're talking about.
Casket
yeah.
match. Yep.
Yeah.
2 stars. Triple H at Super Showdown 2018. No disqualification match, 1.2. Crown Jewel, everybody's favorite match. DX versus the Brothers of Destruction, 1.7.
Shit.
7 stars.
Goldberg was a dud. Him and Roman Reigns versus Drew McIntyre and Shane McMahon, Extreme Rules,
At Impact
I
Flash.
forgot about that one.
4 stars. What the hell is this? Oh, and the Boneyard match. He didn't rate it.
COVID.
He didn't rate the Boneyard match.
It's the first cinematic match.
Yeah.
I guess
But it was great.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, it was freaking awesome. What?
I've only seen it one time and I'll never see it again, but it was great.
Borash was all over it. That's why. The guy that helped make was it
Yeah. He
total
helped-
non-top deletion or something?
Yeah. He helped the Hardys with their cinematic universe over there at TNA.
And I highly recommend watching that too. That that came across my screen. I was like, "What is this?" And I loved it.
Yep.
To the point where Jericho had a viewing tape of it, and he said, like, if you don't get in here by a certain time, you're not getting in. And yeah, I agree with that. That was well worth the watch.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that is Super Showdown 2019.
Dud.
The show does not matter.
No, it does not.
No, William Regal. I love when he used to do that. Oh.
Well, next week's show will matter. It is BDC's choice, and we are going to talk about all things The Ultimate Warrior.
Oh my God.
BDC, why'd you choose Warrior?
Well, I believe that there is a whole lot of behind the scenes stuff that goes on with him that doesn't really get discussed. His career should have been longer.
Yes.
But so much of it was human error. A lot of human error shortened that career. And a lot of what seemed to be mental hurdles kind of led to it as well. But, I just wanted to be able to kind of pick up the story and kind of just go through it. I mean, don't have to go all that deep into a dive, but like basically his runs at WWE, why the first one ended, how in the hell did the second one begin? Then there was that ever wonderful WCW run that lasted one match, and
was it one match?
Yeah, I think it literally lasted one match, and anywhere else he may have performed, he may have done anything before he came back to WWE, and yeah, that's I just wanted to kind of dig in a little bit on that. I want to dig in a little bit on that.
All right. Well, it's going to be pretty interesting, and can't wait to see you and Strap's thoughts. Definitely.
He looks very ready for it.
It was going to bring the deep stuff out, but I want to see what Strap has to say. I want to see y'all two go at it.
We're gonna look into the stars. We're gonna get all the maniacs.
Yes, next week will be all about the Ultimate Warrior. Cool.
That's right. All right, A-Truth, shut us down.
All right, thank you guys for listening to the It Doesn't Matter podcast. I am A-Truth. We have Strap Facts John, Notorious Dom as the host, and we also have BDC. Please follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, whatever you can find us. Subscribe, like us, share us. Well, don't share me.
He's a loyal guy.
Yeah, I'm very loyal. Oh, man. This is Bobby Platano shutting us down for the It Doesn't Matter podcast. We will see you next week. Boo.